on to the class. Let the others come and join. So yesterday we saw that the Citizenship Act was amended 6 times in 1955, 1986, 1992, 2003, 2005, 2015 and in 2019. So first we will see how citizenship can be attained in 5 methods. The first one, by birth in India, by descent, through registration, by naturalization, that is extended residence in India. The last one, incorporation of foreign territory into India. So these are the 5 modes in which you can acquire. So what happened in 1986? It stipulates that in order to be citizen of India, one of the parents had to be an Indian citizen during the time of birth. So even at the time of birth itself, what you read in Article 5, the condition was there in 1986 Amended Act of Citizenship. Next, if you see in 1992, the Amended Act states that a person born outside India shall be a citizen of India by descent on or after January 26, 1950, but before December 10, 1992. Here, if his father is a citizen of India at the time of birth, was the condition that was laid out. Because father is the biological parent and he is the legally guardian, parent of the child. Next, if you see in 2003, the notion of illegal immigrants and also mandated the government of India to conduct a National Register of Citizens, NRC, National Register of Citizens, and it was enacted by Atal Bihari Vajpayee, and this was inserted through an amendment under section 14 capital A that provided for conducting the head count of Indian citizens and to prepare NRC. What happened in 2005 amendment, we will see. First, to accommodate the growing overseas Indian population, at the turn of millennium, the Parliament introduced the concept of person of Indian origin. This is what is called as PIO, person of Indian origin, and overseas citizen of India, OCI, overseas citizen of India, OCI. They were granted certain limit to the citizenship rights through an amendment made in 2005. For example, if it was an overseas citizen of India, he should have a card holder which was granted for multiple entries. So if he have this card, he can have multiple entries for multiple purpose, lifelong. Here, the visa to visit India exempted from registration with Foreigners Regional Registration Office. So he need not register every time when he is making an entry to the Foreigners Regional Registration Office, FRRO, for any length of stay in India and could participate in financial, economic and in educational fields. So their contribution or where the huge amount of deposits which they give as voluntary contribution to the government was accepted. You could see that earlier during even this period of central BJP being ruling here, they were saying that whether a tax has to be imposed on such thing or not, the discussion was going on. So remember such lines. Whereas the person of Indian origin PIO cardholders were exempted from reporting to the police during their period of stay in India. They were also entitled to visa-free entry into India during the validity of that card. Example, 15 years was provided, they carried valid national passports that was sufficient for entry. So these were the condition which is very, very specific, which I am talking about. If you see in 2015 amendment, the concept of overseas citizen of Indian cardholders essentially was replaced and merged OCI and PIO's cardholder as one. The merging of the two schemes provided PIO cardholders the benefits extended to the OCI, such as visa-free travel to India and rights of residency and the participation in business educational activities in the country. So these were important things. See, when there was different cards, they were enjoying different rights. But when the card was merged, it was a collective right and they were enjoying it equally. In 2019 amendment, if you see, it makes it easier for the non-Muslims to become citizens of India. So this word is very, very important. So Hindus, Sikhs, Buddhists, Jain, Parsis, Christians from Afghanistan, Bangladesh and Pakistan were allowed in. But this concept was against the Rohingya Muslims because they were migrants from Afghanistan and they were sharing the borders and they were given a refugee status in Bangladesh. But the status was not given here. But this was not the situation earlier. So only I said in yesterday's class, when you see that in article 5 to 11, when you say any person or who could become citizens, so here this any is now diluted and you can understand that. Now we will see these escape from religious persecution. So this persecution word, you will see it here as well as in the refugee laws. When you are reading refugee laws, you will learn that. Persecution is the fear of death, that is immediate death that is going to be caused. That fear will be inflicted. Yes, who escaped religious persecution and arrived in India before December 31st, 2014 will be eligible for Indian citizenship. Muslims, however, have been left out in this context, and the duration of residence in India for those seeking citizenship has also been reduced. Earlier, it was compulsory for an individual to have stayed in India for at least 11 years to become a citizen naturally. This has been reduced to 6 years. So this was what I was mentioning yesterday. Now we will see what are all the controversies that are aroused in the 2019 Amendment of Citizenship Act. The first controversy, Citizenship Amendment Bill sailed through both Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha in December 2019. The President assent triggered the massive protest across the country in which many lives were lost. The act has been widely criticized as it was anti-Muslim as it excludes Muslim Rohingyas from neighboring countries, especially Bangladesh. The law violates Article 14 of the Indian Constitution as it makes illegal migrants eligible for citizenship on the basis of religion. So this word illegal migrants, yesterday where we saw that it was very minimal and there was condition per se in 1955 Act that has also been expanded, and now this could also be considered for the vote bank. So please do not forget that. Article 14 guarantees equality to all persons and citizens and foreigners. It only allows law to distinguish between people if they are national for doing so. So which serves for a reasonable purpose. So while giving a person a citizenship status, what should be seen is whether he is residing in India, whether he is willing to continue to stay in India, whether he wants to hold the citizenship of India. Those were the criteria that was seen earlier. But now if you see, the reasonable purpose concept has been now extended to some other aspects of the government's view on it. So here this is indirectly inflicting the point, but we cannot explain that directly. So that has become the critical situation now. Next, if you see, most of the opposition parties, human rights activists, students organizations have been taking steps and saying that the law has been discriminatory in this nature and it is against the Muslim population and it is violative of the Indian constitution, both under Article 14 as well as in the policy decision as well. Second, if you see, the Congress President Sonia Gandhi said that the law will shed the soul of India if the bill was passed, but the act was amended because it got the assent of the president, because that is the last stage for any bill. Please do not forget that. Next is the West Bengal's Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee carried out a 10-day protest march in Kolkata against CAA and NRC. See, all this has not happened when the amendments were done in the earlier periods. There were some agitation and opposition regarding the concept of amendment, but the agitation went to a larger extent only in this 2019 amendment. It also said that the law is discriminatory and it demanded equal protection to be given to all irrespective of the religion. Here the Kerala government was the first state to pass a resolution against the controversial law. They went one step high and they made the resolution. Next, if you see, the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres, he expressed his concern about the violence and alleged use of excessive force. So whenever an agitation takes place, the alleged use of excessive force is really a threat to any nation. So that he was worried about in protest against the law that is being formed in. So these are the things which happened during the amendment in the earlier period. Now we will go on and move on to the next component, which is citizenship by naturalization.